Hello everyone, I'm Santiago, and today I'm gonna be taking a look at the COOWPS P2 protective case for Nintendo Switch 2. Thanks to COOWPS for providing a review sample of this. As usual, for transparency, I was not paid to review this item. I was giving away a sample, and the link in the description is for a 10% discount, but it doesn't give me any commission for this. I only got the item. If you guys are interested, there is a 10% discount link, so check it in the pinned comment. Let's get started. So this is the box, and I gotta say, the box looks very premium. It says what's included: the grip cover, travel protective cover, console protective case, and the manual, as usual. This neat paper, and the case will be in here. So I just wanted to show you that we have this. To have this that has the manual and everything, and a QR code. You have extended warranty. QR code takes you just to their webpage. Scan it if you want to. And here we got the manual. And I highly recommend you take a look at the manual. There's a very specific way to make it fit on your Switch 2. It's a very tight fit. So please pay attention to this one. It's super important. Also get this nice cloth, which you'll need, trust me on that one. So let's get this out of the way and take a look at the case itself. This is already fitted on the Switch 2. Again, it's a very tight fit. It took me a couple attempts to actually get it to fit correctly, but it's pretty badass, I gotta say. Reminiscent of the Kill Switch cases. JSOX also has one for the Steam Deck. As an example, this is the one I've been using, grip case. That it works pretty well for protection, and it occupies way less space in comparison to a full case like the Steam Deck has by default. What I usually like about these types of cases is that I can just throw them in my backpack and very little space is occupied. So for opening it, this is already my first criticism. Opening it is not as simple as other cases, because when I put my finger here, it doesn't move. So you have to kinda do it like this. I don't know, I feel it's a little bit annoying, but there you go. And inside this front cover, you can put your games. I only have 2 physical games, so you just put them here. The first concern that I have with this one was that this will scratch the screen or something, but there's a small lip within the rubber that actually doesn't do any damage to the screen. Believe me, I tried. And this rubber material feels pretty nice, so the screen doesn't have any problems. And here's the Switch with the case. Let me use the cloth they provided because it's yeah, the screen has that problem, but that's a Switch 2 thing. So my main problem with the Switch 2, as usual, is that it's flat in the back. It's very hard to grip for a long period of time. And by long period I mean 30 minutes, and I have big hands. So this textured rubber, so this texture right here really helps a lot to grip it. It's a little bit rough when it comes to the texture, but the grip itself is amazing. And again, when I put my fingers hold here, it really doesn't slip up. It's super comfortable. It almost feels like grabbing a Steam Deck, but in a smaller fashion. Your kickstand, that is different from the one on the Switch 2 because that one's blocked. But it works pretty well, it's metal. Also in the back, you'll find that you have this ring. If you have a magnetic power bank, you can put it here. It doesn't interfere with the Switch 2. I don't have one of those power banks personally. I wanted to buy one soon. But so far, yeah, the magnetic ring here didn't do any problems with the Switch 2 itself. There's no problems connecting the Switch or the cartridge slot. Everything fits correctly. The power button needs a little bit of work when it comes to this material, maybe a little bit higher, so you're sure you actually press the power button. The tactile feeling, I think, is not there for that button when it comes to this material. Here, no problems when it comes to the buttons. They're not being interrupted. Everything is correct. The release latch for the Joy-Cons also works pretty well, because this case, which is one of the main things that I like it for, is that you can actually detach the Joy-Cons with the grip itself. So it's a separate thing. So let me remove both. So I put the Switch down, and I have this too, and the grip is fantastic. honestly, I'm a huge fan of how this feels. I played most of Resident Evil Requiem on Switch 2 using these Joy-Cons like this instead of the Pro Controller. Mouse control for the menus and games that support it works fine. Make sure they are correctly put into the case. Again, follow the instructions. I had the wrong alignment before. They weren't fully seated, so it came off. Same thing with the Switch itself. If you look at the back, it's lined up correctly, to the sides as well, which again, it took a couple attempts, very tight fit, but it's working correctly. Charging is not an issue either. You can have the speakers there. Nothing is being obstructed. Then for normal Switch 2 operation, you just grab the Joy-Cons and put them back in. One thing that I did notice is that since you have way better grip, you can, if you do a lot of force, you can actually detach the Joy-Con without the button, which you can do in a normal Switch, but you don't usually have a lot of grip. So the extra grip there, just be gentle, but I have to do quite a bit of force there. But just know that it's possible to detach them if you just do a bit of force due to the nature of having way more grip. That's possible. But using the button works just fine and never accidentally remove them. So that's not a problem, as long as you're not doing a lot of force there. Another thing that I really did like about this case is that it actually supports docking without removing it. As you can see, it has these two spaces here. So you grab the dock and you put it in there. So as you can see there, it fits correctly, doesn't have any problems. It does require a little bit more It does have a little bit more resistance when you put it in, same when you put it out. It's not as smooth as when using your normal operation. As you can see, I can lift it. So you need to do a tiny bit of extra effort there. That's because of this lip over here. That extra space really makes it a tighter fit, but it doesn't touch the screen one bit, so that's not a problem. The dock won't scratch your screen, so no worries about it. But as you can see, if I put it like this, it just slots in there. The thing is, again, removing it. Since the dock is pretty much super light, it's basic plastic, you can lift it with it due to that lip. So I recommend you put it down, put your two fingers and lift it. Again, not a huge deal in my opinion, but something to keep in mind. One thing that does worry me is that if you use the USB ports, yeah, those are covered by the grip, so you have to remove the Joy-Con. That's a thing that I think is very important if you use the USB ports. But if it's perfectly in the dock, it's just, again, a little bit of extra force to remove it, but nothing special. Just put a finger here and lift it. And I love the fact that, again, you can actually get it to detach the Joy-Cons. And once you're done playing and want to throw it in your backpack, just grab this part, put it over it, and there you go. It's safe. It feels completely solid. And yeah, my main issue, again, with this, I'd say, is how you open it. Because, again, in comparison to one of the Steam Deck kill switch-like cases, it's just a matter of grabbing it from the sides and lifting. Pretty simple. But in here, you cannot really hold it from here or here while you lift it. You kind of have to do it like this. I don't know, it doesn't feel natural to me. It's a little bit strong of a lift when it comes to that. And the fact that you can put your games in here instead of using a normal case, I think is a really big advantage. It's like an all-in-one solution. The first grip case that I got for the Switch 2 was this one, but as you can see, it's basically like a TPU silicone material. It's not great. Put the Switch in the dock, yeah, but you couldn't get the Joy-Cons off without removing the case, so that's a deal breaker for me. And when it comes to normal cases, I do have this one that is a slim case, the TomTalk case. And it's a pretty slim case, yeah, you can put your games and all that. But at the same time, it does occupy a little bit more space. And your Switch is not protected while you're actually using it. So this works, but I'd rather just lift the panel and have the the Switch 2 there, ready to play, always protected. Same with this more normal case that you can find out there to put your games, your Switch, maybe a cable. So yeah, this is a way more simple all-in-one solution. It's just removing the front, put it in the dock if you want to use it there, detach the Joy-Cons, and the main thing for me, grip. It's so much better when it comes to grip. You can play it like a Steam Deck when it comes to comfort. It's side by side. Yeah, of course, the Steam Deck is way thicker, but here it matches way better when it comes to grabbing it and playing for long sessions. But again, it's just a matter of putting the lid on, and that's it. Also, this material is kind of a fingerprint magnet. That's probably why they put this here. But personally, I'm a huge fan of this case. Again, I played Resident Evil Requiem on the Switch 2 using this. I also finished Tears of the Kingdom with it. And again, long play sessions, it's been fine, it never fell. And you can find it for $39.98, but if you use the link in the description, once you add it to your cart, you have a 10% discount due to the collaboration of them with me. But again, this is not a sponsored video. They wanted me to take a look at it. I didn't accept a commission from the link, so I don't get anything in return if you buy it. So it's not an affiliate link, but you get a 10% discount. And again, it's so freaking comfortable. You put your finger here, and it's super natural. Again, it's just the material here that it grips very well. Might feel a little bit tough, but it's super grippy. It's kind of crazy. It doesn't feel like silicone. Again, it's more of a rough texture, but I'm okay with that. My fingers don't freaking move. They stay where they have to. Yeah, one of my biggest pain points from the Switch 2 is about the grip. Same with the Switch 1. Yeah, the Switch 2 is bigger, so it fits better on my hands, but just having a flat back, I mean, the ergonomics are not there. This fixes that problem completely. You also have an option to buy it without the front cover for a little bit cheaper, but in my opinion, it's better to get the entire package. You just lock the Switch 2, put this in, back into your backpack, and you're ready to go. You can also dock it, but without the front cover, obviously. So yeah, that's basically it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Thanks again to COOWPS for providing this review sample, and I'll see ya next time. Bye guys. Thanks for watching.